What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're back in the garage and we're going to be doing another product installation / demonstration. Now this item was sent over to the PO box a couple of days ago and I picked it up with another package which I'll open at the end of the video. I don't know what it is, but we're going to find out together. The owner reached out to me to see if I can do like a little product review / installation, and I feel like this is a good opportunity because I do want to end up doing this into the JDM EF2. Now this product I've seen float around Instagram and Facebook a couple of times. I've also seen other people selling something similar to it, different material, a little bit different design, different prices obviously, but after looking at this unit on their website, I feel like where the price is set at for this unit is probably the best bang for your buck. Super simple, easy design, super simple, easy installation, guys. I'm gonna unbox it with you guys when we get back because right now we gotta get to the storage unit and grab a trailing arm so we can do this demonstration for you guys. So right now, let's hit the road. So I came here to get a trailing arm, just one, because we're just doing a demonstration today, and my trailing arms are gone. I had two pairs of rear drum trailing arm from my EF sedan, the blue one and the silver one, and they're not here. So I think I know what I did with them. So one set of the trailing arm, I did the half and half all-wheel drive with the wagon hubs and stuff for the 88 Silver sedan, and then the other set of drums, I ended up chopping the drum side of it and I gave it to my recycling guy a couple of months ago, and this is actually the front half you need to modify onto the RT 4-wheel drive rear trailing arm to do that budget all-wheel drive setup like we did in the 88 Silver sedan. So the drum part of it is gone, and the only other trailing arms I have are these CRX ones right here. These are SI rear disc brakes, and I'm not going to be using those obviously because it's already a disc setup. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do this product demonstration on the JDM EF2. Granted, that car has rear drums, but in order for me to do it on the JDM EF2 still, I need the calipers and the brake cables, and I'm only going to take one because eventually when I do it on the JDM EF2, I want to keep the caliper and the brake cables corresponding to the SI trailing arm, and when I actually get to doing it on the JDM EF2, I'll go to the junkyard and source some Integra stuff because they work just as fun too. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull for the right-hand drive the left side because obviously the driver's side is on the right-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and figure out which one is what and grab that. So right here we have the caliper, L for left hand. We have the brake cable and the bracket right there. I didn't bring tools. I should have tools to take off the rotor for this demonstration. See if I can try to break it off because it is kind of rusty. Lucky I have some impacts in my storage unit and I was able to take off these Phillip headed screws. So what I did was I tightened it a few times to kind of break it loose and then reversed it out. I did strip one, but fortunate it still caught. And now we have a demo rotor, and this thing is shot, so whenever I end up using this trailing arm, I'll make sure to get some new ones. And also for the JDM EF2, we're gonna put some brand new ones on when we get to it. We're back at the pad, guys, and the California weather is getting a little chillier. Now, it sucks that the sun sets really early, 4:30. By 5 o'clock, it's already dark out, but hopefully we can knock out this installation. If you guys haven't caught up by now, we are doing a rear disc conversion on the JDM EF2 the easy way. Before we dive into the JDM EF2, let's go ahead and dive into this package. This was sent over from CKengineering out of Boiling Springs, South Carolina. I'll put their Instagram in the description below as well as their website, kingpinengineering.com. Now, if you guys are trying to do a big brake conversion in the front or convert your drum to disc brakes in the rear, click the link in the description below. Scroll their category. They have a lot of bracketry system on their website for different make and models. You guys might find something that suits your setup, so be sure to check it out. You guys already know the deal. Be sure to cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. So inside here we have a folded packaging paper, right? We have new hardware. That's freaking awesome. There are 10 in here, and according to the website, I'm looking at the bracketry, there are 5 holes on each bracket. So that means each one of these holes are gonna have new hardware, which I'm sure 1, 2, 3 of them are gonna replace the OEM one that's currently on the car. So that's freaking awesome. We have 2 stickers right here, CKengineering, right there, nice quality. And right here, we have the bracketry. So let's go ahead and open this thing up. Here's the first one and the second one. This is obviously made out of billet, right? It's aluminum, and I love that it is, one, lightweight, two, they clean up the edges really nicely. It has bevels on it, so that's freaking awesome. They do have their logo etched onto it, so that's freaking cool as well as the directional side. So we have right hand, and I've also noticed that they have a left hand on this side, 88 to 91 specifically. And this, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, is for the Civic hatch, the Civic sedan, and the CRX. And the reason why I say these three and not the wagon is because the wagon, if you guys don't know, has a different style trailing arm and also a bigger drum setup. So the wagon actually has its own bracketry for rear disc conversion, although it's not listed on this website. There are other bracketry out there I've seen before that are also on the marketplace, but this is symmetrical, so obviously, you know, they can bolt the same way, but if you bolt it left, right, right, left, the correct side will be facing out, so that's freaking awesome. This is the unit that we're gonna be installing today, guys, and shit, with that being said, let's go ahead and jack up the car, get the tools and parts we need, and let's dive into this bracketry installation to convert our rear drum trailing arm to disc brakes. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the rubber brake lines, because when I do the rear disc brakes entirely on this car, I am going to be switching to stainless everything. So the stainless line actually connects over here. So I'm just going to remove it all together since we're already doing this. I got this vacuum line with a bolt on one side, and then this is going to go into the hard line to keep it from dripping. So we have the vacuum line plugged into the hard line. Hopefully we don't leak any more brake fluid, but I did drop the e-brake as well too. Now let's go ahead and pop this drum off to access the guts on the inside that we need to take out, as well as this backing plate right here. Drum off. Dude, this thing looks good on the inside. Looks brand new, to be honest with you guys. Inside here looks pretty damn clean. Like, there's no brake dust or anything. The pad looks super thick. The rear wheel cylinder looks clean as well too. Doesn't look like it has a bunch of like brake dust caked up on it, and it doesn't seem like it shows any leaks whatsoever. You guys know me, I'm a hoarder, so I might just keep this whole unit together for, you know, another EF later down the road. Before I start taking all the brake components apart, I am going to knock off this cap to take off the nut on the inside to remove the hub. Just take a flathead or a chisel in my case. There's the cap. I believe this is a 32 mil. Yup. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I believe there's like a washer on the inside right here, but we're gonna pull this whole thing out together just like that. And here's that little washer. I'm gonna leave it in there the same way it sits, so we don't mistaken it. I mean, it looks the same both ways, but leave it like that. Now we got to gut all of the old drum components off. Pretty easy to do. there's a spring right here that you got to unhook both the shoes. A little tricky at times, right? Spring. And then there's another spring right here that holds the retaining clip for the adjuster. Spring, retaining clip. Right here we have the adjuster. And then there are two retaining clips on both shoes. You kind of twist the pin, it releases the retaining clip, and then the little pin comes out the back side right there. There's two of them. Retaining clip, pin. Now we got the shoes right here. So the shoes are held together by a spring right here at the bottom, and you can remove one side with the spring, but the other shoes is actually connected to the e-brake cable, which you can unhook on the bottom, and that lever comes off with it. Now the e-brake handle has to come out as well too, because we are removing the plate and we're going to be changing the brake cable to the caliper style one. So this one's a little tricky. You can use a couple of flatheads, or you know, if you're going to throw away the cable, you can cut the tabs off, but we're going to try to save it. So I don't know for what reason, but I don't like to just break stuff, I think. All right, old cable is out. I'm just gonna push it off to the side for right now. Now the reason why we took off the hubs and all the old drum setup is because we need to get this plate off, which is held on by 4 14mm bolts right here. We still have the hard line attached right here in the back side, so we're gonna have to remove that as well too. The hard line goes into a bracket that is held on by a cert clip as well too, which is this guy, and then the rubber line is connected to that. Here's that retaining clip that goes on the back. I do have to take off the hard line because it actually exits out that way. Here's the backing plate with the rear wheel cylinder and the hard line with the rubber taken off. Now that we have the entire drum setup removed off the trailing arm, I'm going to clean up the surface just a little bit, because that is where the CKengineering rear bracket sits, somewhere there. Good enough for me. We are ready to install that CKengineering rear bracket. So we're going to be using the new hardware. It looks like 3 is going to go onto the trailing arm, and then 2 is going to go onto the caliper to the bracket. The bracket itself only uses 3 holes out of the 4, so that means this 4th one is going to be open. So let's go ahead and install the bracket. Now you can Loctite this if you want, and if you do, just use blue, but realistically a good old snug tug will do the job. Now I will say that the holes are just a little bit bigger than the hardware, but this half moon right here fits perfectly onto the hub. So all you got to do is snug it up. I'm only snugging this down for right now because the whole entire trailing arm and everything is going to come back off when I need to do the rear trailing arm bushings and also kind of refresh the trailing arm a little bit. So for right now, snug tug is perfectly fine. We're gonna go ahead and put the hub back in. Don't forget the washer. 32mm nut. Ugga this sucker in. So what I'm noticing right now is that the drum hub doesn't have the threaded provisions for the little Phillips screw that we took off earlier. So it looks like what's going to hold the rotor together is when the wheel is secured onto the hub assembly itself. So rotor is going to go on before the caliper. I mean, it sits pretty snugged on there. That's cool. Now I don't have any brake pads, so the caliper just slips over the rotor, and then we're going to secure it into the bracket with the provided hardware. The caliper is threaded, so the bolt just goes through the adapter and threads into the caliper. I'm just going to swing the e-brake cable over the trailing arm and kind of have it sitting where the hole that it's supposed to go through, because we're not going to actually install this in this video, but just to kind of give you a general idea of where the e-brake cable is supposed to go. Here's the 2 new bolts. All right, guys, there you have it. The CKengineering rear disc brake conversion adapter brackets installed with the provided hardware. The rotor is bolted down with a lug nut just so that it's not all wonky, and it spins freely. Aside from grinding on the brake pad bracket right there, it's grinding up on 2 of those, but you guys can see spins nice and freely. No doubt in mind that this is going to work perfectly just as if it was a rear disc conversion from factory. The e-brake cable goes through this hole right here, which I popped out the factory drum one right there in the back. So it goes through here, and then the bracket actually bolts up exactly where the old one's currently sitting. It has provisions right there, and then the other one is like up there somewhere there. And it just connects to your e-brake handle. I'm overall pretty happy with the bracketry system and the ease of installation because of how simple this design is. So that's pretty much it. Simplest way to convert your rear drums to disc brakes, whether you're an EF, EG, or an EK. They have brackets for all you guys, and I would definitely do this again rather than trying to source like an S-side trailing arm and people are asking an arm and a leg for them. This is like your best bet for $109 before shipping. Very affordable, and again, ease of installation. So I'm gonna go ahead and just wrap my stuff up, guys, and I think that's gonna be it for this video. All right, guys, so cats are fed, garage is closed, tools are put away. The one drum that we took apart is reassembled. Probably gonna put it in a bag or a box, take it to a storage unit tomorrow. I said that we picked up 2 packages from the PO box yesterday, and let's go ahead and open up that second one. I don't know what this is, I don't know where it came from, but it is a package from Amazon. My blade is still pretty dull, but cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. That should be a t-shirt design, huh? So right here we have a note that says, "Get well soon, Dana. Your video helped me so much on my builds and inspired me to make progress on my project. Enjoy your gift from Dat Lee." That's a cool ass name, bro. Dat Lee, D-A-T-L-E. More packaging paper and super power turbo fan. Wow. Okay, this is a Wolfbox super power turbo fan Mega Flow 50. So I'm curious to see how this thing works. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Here we go. So right here we have a user manual, and then right here we have a little diagram of all the functions of this little turbo fan. This right here is the fan itself. Pretty freaking compact, right? And it comes with 3 attachment nozzles, I guess including the one that's currently on here. Looks like it just twists off. Oh yeah, twists off. So I guess it depends on what you're using it for. Different nozzle, kind of like my shop vac. Got another one, and then we also have a much longer one right there. It also came with a little charger cable, which is a USB-C, which I have plenty. The power button, battery indicator, which is right here, little 3 dots, and activation key right here in the front. So it says to turn on. Do we hold it? You hold it, it turns on. It already comes charged. That's awesome. And then activation button in the front. Holy shit. Holy shit. This thing is super quick. Look. When my brother fades me up, super quick. When the workbench over there gets filled with cat food, blow it off. When we get a lot of dust and dirt here on the table and on the workbench outside, blow it off. Dude, this thing, super freaking convenient. So big shout out to Dat Lee for sending this over to the PO box. Much appreciated. Definitely gonna come in handy. I'm gonna find a way to put like a lanyard or something on it, so it's like right here. that I can use or hang it up so I don't lose it. So anyways, guys, we're going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys check out the link in the description below to CKengineering's website at kingpinengineering.com to check out some of their bracketry system for the rear disc conversion or the big brake front upgrade. If you guys enjoyed this video a little bit, be sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you guys want to stick around for regular programming, I'm trying to get my buddy to come help me tomorrow to yank out the motor out of the 88 Silver sedan. And I'm thinking of giving myself another week fully healing. And we're going to start diving into the JDM EF2 to finish off the rear disc conversion and also start prepping the engine bay for some paint. So if you guys want to see those, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.